Hello everybody and welcome back to Mechabellum. Today we are tuning in to the North America's mini tournament. We have RedReaperz versus MechWarrior. We have seen MechWarrior and RedReaperz on this channel before. I think that these are some of the best players. MechWarrior, I believe we last saw him in the weekend's North America tournament, or maybe it was the European one. Very slow, very steady player. He knows exactly what he needs to do, but he takes his time, analyzes the battlefield, and gets it done. RedReaperz picking up the cost control specialist. What did MechWarrior pick up there? Rhino. Okay, not something that we see too often. It looks like it's going to be Fang and tanks versus crawlers and stormcallers. Oof. That is pretty rough. That is pretty rough. We shall see how that ends up. I have a feeling that MechWarrior is going to want to pick up maybe some arc lights or potentially some type of just kind of shooty unit. Right now, a lot of his units kind of are close range and long range. Having something that's a little mid-range could help here. RedReaperz does have a little bit of extra cash with the cost control specialist. He could easily pick up a unit of Phoenix here and just make the round his. There's no reason not to pick up some early Phoenix. And the great thing about having some Phoenix is then you force your opponent to pick something that can shoot up, which means you have a chance to counter it. What counters Fang and marksman? Well, Mustang. What counters Phoenix? Potentially, there could be Wasp or Phoenix of their own, but you know what? Mustang do pretty well with those as well. So I don't mind picking an early aerial unit because of that. MechWarrior ends up grabbing 2 units of Fang here. I do like this. It's just something that can shoot up. It's something that can take a little bit of damage. And we have seen Fang being used quite a bit more recently. Ooh, RedReaperz did hear me through the interwebs and ends up picking up a unit of Phoenix. As long as these Fang fall, and they're the first units to take the brunt of the damage, we should be just fine. Out comes the initial Stormcaller shots. They will decimate these Fang on the left and right sides of the battlefield, but the tanks easily able to take care of the rest of these Fang. Now that the Fang have fallen, RedReaperz must win the game. There is nothing else that shoots up. Let's see how many of these crawlers the tanks can kill. Ooh, not too many. Unfortunately, tanks take a really long time to swivel their guns. Really unfortunate there for those tanks. It looks like they'll get the majority of the crawlers, though. 5, 6, 7 survive. So that will be just a little bit of cleanup here. Damage goes out. RedReaper does deal a significant amount of damage to MechWarrior. Probably not as much as he would have liked. At least not in this early portion of the game, but it's nothing to really worry about. Wow, both players instantly see the supply specialist and pick it up. This is actually huge for RedReaperz. Basically coming into this with a top supply specialist, that is really dangerous. He's going to have so much extra cash, 500 to 300. Man, MechWarrior's really going to have to pull out some good stoppage here. Ends up getting a unit of Mustang. I like that. He needs the Mustang in order to deal with these Phoenix. The Phoenix could upgrade. And honestly, having this extra $150 just means that there's one extra upgrade that RedReaperz can do a turn. That is very scary. He could grab 2 Phoenix and upgrade a Phoenix. And MechWarrior can't really answer this. Can't really answer it at this point in the game. He just doesn't have enough stuff. I think RedReaperz should double down on this if possible. MechWarrior's units look pretty well lined up here. I just want to try and get as large as a scope of the battlefield as possible. So, ooh, and there it is, that shield. I was going to say, so MechWarrior actually has the possibility to deploy a shield here that will last for a long time. Why do I say that? Tanks don't have great DPS. Fang at this point in the game don't have great DPS either, which means that these Stormcallers can kind of just sit pretty and get shot. Ooh. RedReaperz unlocks the ability to eat these tanks and instead deploys a Vulcan early. Wow. And another unit of Fang. Okay. Where did those Fang go? In the back line. They're just going to chill out. They're going to come in later. Hey, getting those Vulcan out early is pretty important. It just allows them to start getting a little bit of XP early. And also, it's a huge damage sink. These Stormcallers, though, if they're able to kill the Vulcan, will certainly upgrade. And that can be an issue. Runaway Stormcallers can put down Vulcans pretty quickly. Vulcan goes out and just gets all the killing that needs to be done. Unfortunately, these Mustang are on the wrong side of the field here for RedReaperz. That is really tough. They're just going to chew through his Phoenix, and there isn't really much that he can do about it. I think that this is going to go in the way of MechWarrior. Ooh, do these Mustang fall? And it does. Oh, that is unfortunate. Turns out RedReaperz will be the one to carry it. I was wrong. However, the Stormcallers are able to get a ton of kills. The shields will last. Wow, that was a devastating volley by those Stormcallers, and they earn themselves an upgrade. Hopefully these Stormcallers boogie-oogie out of the way. Yes, they do. Just getting out of the shield. Oh, this is bad. Oh, no. The shield will fall. That is unfortunate. It's $100 less for MechWarrior, and he's got to be very frustrated about that. These Stormcallers have already earned their upgrade. There's no real point in them doing what they're doing, but such is life. Stormcallers got to kill. Oh, cool. And those missiles just died midair. It's not something you see happen very often. It's because the round just ended, so the Stormcallers did damage back. Kind of a draw. Extended range on Marksman here for MechWarrior. I wouldn't be surprised if both players don't grab this. The Incendiary Bomb could be good. The laser sights are always wonderful, but it really depends on if RedReaperz goes for Phoenix or goes for Marksman. Marksman popping out here with a Rhino. This Rhino has a lot of HP. It will be able to soak damage from this Vulcan for quite a while. The Vulcan has a pretty standard deployment. Armor upgrade, Scorching Flames, Incendiary Bomb, and Best Partner. I do like that. Does the Rhino? Yes, this Rhino has the final Blitz. Very powerful opening move here. If MechWarrior chose to do so, he could unlock the ability to make his Rhino dance, grab the mobile beacon, push the Rhino directly towards the Vulcan, but at an angle. Maybe deploy it here, run it straight at the tower and the Vulcan. The Vulcan would aggro on it. The Vulcan would take a long time to kill this Rhino, and then potentially knock down the tower. I'm not really sure how it works that the fire just does less damage once the tower is done, but hey, such is life. There's the second Vulcan for RedReaperz. Let's see if these marksmen are able to put down... Oh, wow. RedReaperz is literally just, like, hearing me through the internet. That is incredible. He's thinking the exact same way that I am. Problem is that when I cast these games, I'm able to make these great decisions. When I play the games, I'm terrible. Oh, but such is life. Out go the marksman. Out come some more Fang. Actually, these Fang are deployed in a really weird spot. I do like the laser sights here. Very good point. Just to have the extra range. And if these Vulcan... Yep, he's going to aggro. But the Rhino shouldn't aggro on him. And this is going to make a huge difference. Blammo! That's pretty much the nail in the coffin here for RedReaperz. This Vulcan will never be able to put the Rhino down. The Rhino's swarmed and killed by crawlers. Oof. That's the power of the Rhino. The Rhino Specialist isn't really super strong by itself. I mean, just getting a level 2 Rhino, it's pretty okay. But if you can combine it with the dance, the mobile beacon, that's where the Rhino really shines. It's fast, it has a good amount of HP, and it punches like an absolute sledgehammer. You gotta love it. Ooh. Range Specialist is probably going to be the choice for both players, though I could make a argument for the enhancement module for RedReaperz, just because he already has these two Vulcan, but they're nowhere near leveling, so it's probably not worth it. These these Phoenix could really use a level, and if RedReaperz was able to deploy 2 level 2 Phoenix here, just to try and cut down this Rhino a little bit quicker. Lots of snipers are starting to come out for MechWarrior, and this is where things start to get dangerous. If players are able to get out a lot of Phoenix or a lot of snipers, things become very dangerous. And I actually like this crawler. The crawlers coming out here is great because if, let's say, a missile were to come out, it would go after the crawlers first. The shielding also just to make sure that your Rhino doesn't get slowed down. MechWarrior is playing this really well, even though he has a lot less cash. Let's see if RedReaperz is able to make up for it by, 1, having an insane amount of money, but 2, doing some good counter deployment. These Phoenix could use the level. Opts for a fortress. Okay. This fortress will eventually put the Rhino down. It does a lot of damage, nearly 6,000 damage a shot. The Rhino doesn't have that much HP, but, you know, it's got a good amount. Coming in at 44,000. It's going to take a few shots from this fortress to put him in the dirt. Meanwhile, there's a lot of units here that might do quite well against the fortress themselves. Down go all of the little crawlers. Ooh, and this rhino is unfortunately getting just shot up by every unit here on the battlefield. And it will go down before taking the tower. Meanwhile, this fortress is going to stand proud for a long time. These snipers might have something to say about it, though, as they seriously outrange him, and he is a slow, slow boy. I'm not sure about this fortress pick, but it's not the worst thing in the world. The fortresses are good just because they can eventually just become mobile shields. And just having mobile shields is quite powerful. It's one of the reasons why I rate hackers a little bit higher than I think most players do, because I just like having a mobile shield. You know, the hacker itself is a decent unit. It can be extraordinarily good. It can be extraordinarily bad. But shields are forever, baby. Shields are great. Speed specialist here for MechWarrior. I think this is the right choice. I could see the Assault Fang coming out for RedReaperz, but no, he opts for the Speed Specialist as well. Probably best, just because if all of your units are moving a little quicker, they can engage a little faster. And that's what I was kind of worried about with this fortress, is it is alone and afraid. It really doesn't have any support, and it's a large investment to take care of a less expensive problem. There's the shielding. Wow, the rumbling. All right, we've got Flame Bros and Cannon Bros. Will they be able to stand up to the melting point? On paper, no. But you never know. The battle should go in the way of MechWarrior, if I'm honest with you. This little guy's going to be in range pretty much immediately. If the fortress takes a step forward, that would be very damaging. I don't know if this melting point is in quite enough range to actually grab the fortress with its improved damage, or if it's going to have to reset its beam. It does not. Fortress dies very quickly. Next fortress will die exceedingly quickly. Oh my god, it's going to be a slaughter. This rhino is even able to survive by doing a quick juke back. It's like a football player, or rugby, depending on your country. Grabbing the ball, taking it into the infield a little bit, and then slamming it into the end zone. Congratulations. Man, this melting point has earned itself some titles, though. I think it's already killed 3 giants. MechWarrior really showing off his stuff here. He's definitely a clansman. A MechWarrior reference, not a member of a horrible thing. Oh, what am I talking about? If anybody's familiar with the BattleTech universe, they'll know what I'm talking about. Oh, MechWarrior grabbing the senior defense specialist. If RedReaperz grabs the top supply specialist and then is able to survive 1 or 2 rounds, he'll definitely win the game. I would not recommend him pick this, but that would be incredible. That would be an insane comeback. He'd have, like, I don't know, an extra $300, $400 compared to MechWarrior. That'd be insane. Well, he'd have 150 plus 150, 300. He'd have an extra $250 a round. That's a lot. That's 2 full units of, like, crawlers or something. Or a lot of upgrades. But here come the rise of the melting points. And yeah, the rumbling does not do well against just painful lasers. And I do like the electromagnetic barrage here as well. It will deal a lot of damage to these shields, just absolutely crippling them. The rhino's still going to run. I don't know if melting points can shoot and scoot. I don't think they can. But we'll find out. If the melting point can Tokyo drift, like we saw in previous tournaments with Mustang, that would be incredible. I honestly am not sure if they can do that. Here's the little Fang here, just to absorb some damage. Very good idea. And the Fangs have shields. It won't matter too much. The melting points actually have a little bit of splash damage. So that could happen. House Steiner. That's the house I was thinking of that has the super heavy mech units, not the like Clan Smoke Jaguar or whatever it was. Man, the names in BattleTech are really weird. But they're good. It's a good game. I've played it a few times. Very crunchy. Lots of rules. And I like rules. Kind of. I like rules until I remember that I forget most of the rules. Here comes the... Oh, is it going to get it? It does not! Wow! Oh, it can Tokyo Drift. Alright, it can shoot and run and launch. Maybe not, though. It looks like it's stopped. That is unfortunate. There is one Vulcan left. That Vulcan will not be able to get this job done against 2 melting points. And it looks like Red will go the way of the dodo. Is there 1,000 damage? Yes, if the sniper and these Stormcallers survive, there is 1,000 damage left on the field. Yep, everything's gonna live. I think this will put RedReaperz, yeah, just in the grave. Oof. Alrighty, team. We will see you guys in the next round 2. Funkmunk versus Corner. I have seen Funkmunk before. Corner kind of rings a bell. Let's see what they go with. Elite Specialist. Wow, lots of HP. Nearly 5,000 HP. Steel Ball and Fang. What does Corner pick up here? Possibly Marksman Specialist? I mean, that's a pretty interesting start. No, opts for the speed. Okay, both players want a lot of HP. Wow, what a cool little guy. Plants vs. Zombies, if I remember correctly. It's been years. Wow, Funkmunk has a build in mind. He immediately eats some Fang to play out another level 2 Fang. Coming into this with 2 level 2 Fang could make a bit of a difference. Unfortunately, level 2 Fang die just as quick to Stormcallers as level 1 Fang. I don't know if Fang can... Well, I'm sure eventually they can get enough HP that they can stare down a Stormcaller shot, but until that time, these Stormcallers will be king of the battlefield. Some pretty casual deployments here. I do like these aggressive use of the steel balls. What I'm hoping that, or what I think Funkmunk is hoping for, is that his the steel balls will shoot forward here. They'll grab a couple of the Fang, and hopefully cause these Stormcallers to shoot over the top, but without hitting the Fang. It's a possibility. This movement speed specialist is actually quite good here for Corner, just because these Fang will actually be able to boogie into range a little bit quicker. Wow, that's a lot of Fang. Just a brick of Fang for both players. Well, if you haven't seen the previous tournaments, please go check them out. But there is a player who's very much on my radar now called Andy, who just played the weirdest game I've seen in a long time that was pretty much primarily Fang. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a real doozy. Turns out Mass Fang, with a little bit of Stormcaller support, are better than level 2 Fang. Able to chew through this. Oh, but on the left, it looks like, or on the right here for Funkmunk, his units were able to pull through just for a minute. Unfortunately, steel balls do not do well against Fang. A good counter to steel balls is Fang and crawlers, just because the steel balls are very high damage, single target units, but such is life. So I've been thinking a little bit about Mechabellum. And if you guys do like the channel, please like and subscribe as we get into the next round. But I had another idea I'd like to pass through the community. Let's see what they pick up in round 2 and their deployments before I get into it. Strike Specialist is huge. I love the Strike Specialist. It suddenly makes flanking so much more worth it. Funkmunk opts to skip. I could make a case for the Strike Specialist or the Shield Drop for both players. Oh my gosh, Funkmunk. He's playing Fang. He's got the rage. The rage of the Fang. He ate the steel balls. It is only Fang on the field here for Funkmunk. His little character looks like a Funkmunk or a Bionicle. If anybody else is old like me and remembers what Bionicle are, I love Bionicle. I remember the Bionicle movie. It was pretty good. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good. Wow, Fang in the back line did... No, Funkmunk. He did not take the Strike Specialist. He could have. It would have been good. These Fang would have popped out pretty darn quick. But seeing how they can hut across the field, these Fang have cardio. And cardio beats chaos. Corner could go with some Mustang here. But anyways, my idea, if you wanted to know, is a free-for-all version. I'm not sure if the developers have already talked about it, but I think that could be super fun. Up to 8 to 16 players, all in one big free-for-all. That could be really fun to do. I do like these upgrades here on the Fang, and Corner's a little worried about the Fang. Unlocks arc lights. Yeah, arc lights deal with Fang exceedingly well. Let's see if rage or range, which is more important. It looks like the range has the early advantage, that's for sure. But yeah, looks like the range is more important than the rage. Better to shoot your friends. Better to shoot your enemies at long range than it is to get mad and try and get close to them. Can the Stormcaller shift in time? One barrage goes off. Oh, and it's pretty good. You know, it doesn't absolutely annihilate the Fang, but that's a pretty good barrage. Second one goes out. All right, there's like 10 Fang left. 1 Fang left, and this should be that. Funkmunk, lots of Fang. Unfortunately, just picked the wrong upgrade for this little Fang-on-Fang engagement. Let's see if he can turn it around. I'm assuming that this is either going to be Fortress or Hackers from Funkmunk. Either would be very good here. Funkmunk opts to skip again and grab Rhinos, it looks like. Let's see if Corner does pick up these Arc Lights. 2 level 2 Rhinos. A little bit different than the usual Hacker play. Another Rhino here in the background. I like this. These Fang getting an upgrade would be huge in the Fang-on-Fang war. Whoever has the stronger Fang will prevail. Rhinos will be able to absorb a lot of damage here, though. A lot of damage. Funkmonk's made his play, and he's going to sit with it. Corner has some time to think now. 60 seconds. Yeah, it's a real weird one. I like that he's going to upgrade all of his Fang. It will just mean that they'll deal with these enemy Fang exceedingly easily. And he grabs 2 more. Wow, he could potentially even go with a 3rd. It may be an option. I would be a little bit nervous about it. Potentially grabbing... Oh, looks like he does go with a 3rd. All right. It's just Fang Wars, baby. Wait, I did have a comment of somebody saying, stop saying baby. Baby. And I don't know. It kind of just rolls off the tongue. Here comes all the Stormcallers before I piss somebody off. All right, Fang, deal what damage they can against the Rhino. It's not a lot. These Stormcaller shots are really what's important, but the Rhino's already in the minimum range. 2 Rhinos coming out. I don't think these Fang will ever have the DPS to deal with it. At least not these little level 1 guys. They only do 55 damage a shot. Rhino's got 38,000 HP. Yeah, that's going to take a hot minute. The Rhinos do slow down, though. And the Fang are able just to chase it down and shoot it. Ah! Just trying to bring it down. Shoot her! It's like the Muma kill in Lord of the Rings. If anybody remembers that movie. A lot of animal cruelty in that movie. It's from a different time. Let's see if the Rhino can clean the rest of this up. Honestly, I don't think so. Once these Stormcallers come back online, they're going to take the tower, and then everybody's going to be shooting this one Rhino. I think Funkmunk loses. There's the speed up, and Funkmunk does take a little bit more damage. Corner's combined forces seem to be enough to deal with just mass Fang, and now 2 Rhinos. Improved firepower here from Corner. Funkmunk skips again. Man, Funkmunk saved a lot of money from this. Ooh, double Rhino with photon coating. That's pretty good. Corner's got to deal with it, and he's choosing to go with Hackers. These Hackers could be the thing that wins it for him. 2 level 2 Hackers on the way out. They will deal a lot of damage to these Rhinos. They just got to sit behind the Fang wall. Sit behind the Fang wall for a little while and survive. Once these Fang are able to get shields, they will be quite the match for the Rhinos, just because the Rhinos will have to take an extra swing at them. You'd be surprised how annoying that is for a Rhino to have to deal with. There's the improved attack. 100% extra attack. That should help him get through this these Rhinos' HP just a little bit quicker. There's a lot of Rhinos, though. 1, 2, 3, 4 Rhinos on the field now. All right. Ooh, the charge shot is also quite good here because it does slow down the Rhinos. The Rhinos can get the immunity to slow, though. That's not as great. Opts to play it on the Fang. Honestly, I like playing charge shot on units like this because the Fang, they all benefit from the charge shot, and that means they can split fire really easily. Wow, Rhino in the background quickly becomes a friend. That's very nice. Or not. Actually, I guess it killed the Hacker just on time. Oh well. It seems like these Rhinos are kind of just going AWOL at this point. I think that this is a friend Rhino. It's real hard to tell. Green and red. Unfortunately, I am red-green colorblind. So you guys tell me what's going on here. This one's just running into a corner. Oh, I guess there's something there that he hated. Jeez, what? Who's who? How do the Rhinos know who's who? I'm assuming these two hate each other, because one's red, one's green. There we go. I think that's a lot of damage on Funkmunk. Yes, it is. Man, I've never had that come up in Mechabellum before, but for those who are colorblind like me, that can be quite confusing. Let's see. Corner could pick up Amp Core. Be very nice. Amp Core some hackers. That would mean that this hacker over here could do the damage that it needs to do. Ooh. And it looks like Funkmonk's doubling back and grabbing a whole bunch more Fang. I would love to see... well, he doesn't have it. The splash damage on the Stormcallers would be very good. Or heck, just a couple of units of Mustang. Or, hey, just keep going with these hackers. Grab the multiple control hackers. Could be quite fun. Or grab the shields on your hackers. Play out a couple more. 2 more hackers on each flank would be great. And the Fang may approach. I don't think they will, though, because they are in range. And without the without that support, these hackers should go after the rhinos first again. Definitely not ideal for the rhinos. Let's see what corner can come up with. That or some flanking crawlers would be great. Can't really play it on these flanks, but hey, just having a unit of crawlers here, way in the back line, they won't aggro, hopefully, and then come in and snipe out that tower could be great. Looks like a lot of upgrades here on the Fang for corner. I would upgrade these guys to level 4. That's now they're doing a significant amount of damage. Fang shoot very quickly, and having them just deal a little bit more damage would be great. Instead, opts to play a whole bunch of these turrets. In fact, it might be enough. It's a small investment. Ooh, and that's good. It slows down the rhino in the back line. Is it enough to capture? Yes. Is it enough to capture here? No. The hacker goes down just a little bit too early. Wow. I didn't even see that hacker get punched. I think he just got shot from behind. That is unfortunate. Rhinos did turn a little bit. There's 2 more friend rhinos and a hacker here. Oh my god. These little Fang just pew-pewing away. Let's see if this hacker is able to grab this background rhino. Almost certainly. Yeah, I would think so. There goes the rhino. Now it's a couple of rhino and Fang versus just Fang. There is a hacker in tow as well. The hacker can do some interesting plays here. Oh my god. Go, little shooters, go. Funkmunk losing again. That is unfortunate. He is a great player. He's just really leaned into this one build. Man, how crazy would it be to see a Vulcan come out right now? Just one Vulcan. Mass-produced rhino for corner. Opts to play out his own rhinos. 3 of them. Wow. 3 rhinos for corner. No Vulcan. Okay. These rhino are really just here to absorb a punch or 2. That way the Fang can deal the damage that they need to do. I'd love this hacker to become level 3. That could really help. Also, getting the shields on the hackers could be quite useful. Funkmunk still has 11,000. Not anymore. He had $1,150. Instead, he upgrades his Fang and gives him shields. Man, there is a lot of rhinos on the field now. Rhino in the back line was recycled. And does it come back? Doesn't look like it. Well, the Fang wars continue. Fang Rhino Hacker Stormcaller versus Rhino Fang. Let's see how this turns out. I think Funkmunk could seriously use a little bit more diversification. Even just having like 2 units of Mustang with range would deal a lot of damage to these Fang. And they're the ones dealing all the damage. So, could be useful. Let's see how these hackers end up. This missile is really well placed. It will most likely go right in against this rhino, slow it down. And with that, oh my god, that rhino died so quickly. Oh, it's not gonna be enough. Little hacker, no, gets punched. Hackers in the back line did not do enough either. There's one shield down. Will he be able to get this rhino? I don't think so. Funkmunk able to push forward in a really powerful way. Oh my god. And there goes the first win for Funkmunk. Can he slowly bring this game back into his favor? We shall find out shortly. That's a lot of damage on corner. What, nearly 1,000? A little bit over 1,000? It's pretty rough. Let's see. Oh my god, the parasitic ammo would be huge. Funkmunk opts for the anti-interface. Just being immune to hackers is really powerful. I really want to see this parasitic ammo and a Vulcan from one of these players. That would be very, very useful. Also, the Whirlwind would be great, but I'm afraid that these Vulcan these Rhino just died too quick. Rhino gets eaten in the backline. These Fang are fully upgraded. They are ready to go. The ultimate Fang with even a 10% damage increase and a range increase. Oh my gosh. These little Fang of Doom. A melting point comes out. Wow. Melting point is just here to get rid of Rhino. Okay. We'll see if it can make it work. I don't think it will be able to make it work. 2 melting points. This is just madness. Absolute madness, I tell you. I would love it if these hackers got shields. It would just help support against something like a random nuke or a lightning storm or something coming out. It might not be perfect, but it would help a little bit. Let's see if these Fang are able to make the business happen. It doesn't look like it, as they just get absolutely decimated. 1 or 2 Rhinos will convert. 1 Rhino converts. And then everything dies. Look how quickly these melting points go down. Just the encirclement of Fang is ridiculous. Alright, let's get some Stormcallers with fire or something. Just need to get some wave clear out, baby. Just a little bit of wave clear. We have arc lights available. Super heavy armor, not super useful. The acid could be good. Funkmunk opts to skip again. Corner could go with the strike specialist and just pop a little bit of something in the back line. Oh my gosh, all the Fang easily able to upgrade. And this is where things become nightmarish. Once this Fang encirclement has now been completed, what do? Wow, the Rhino even being recycled. Funkmunk is just going pure Fang. This is insane. There's only one other type of unit. Ah, and here come the Overlords. Will the Overlords grab the photon emission? Yes, they do. Now the Fang are truly online here on the right side. Able to absorb a lot of damage, able to do an insane amount of damage. Here's the second one. Hackers finally get the shields, but I think it's too little too late. Both melting points upgrade for Corner. Corner needs a little bit more wave clear. I would recommend a couple of arc lights with range. That could help a lot. Just shooting from behind, slowly clearing off Fang. These Fang, though, are so dangerous at level 3. You need to address the Fang strategy early, or else it will spiral out of control. Stormcallers with fire will help considerably. The Fang do already have the range, but it will help. Stormcallers still outrange the Fang by a bit. But not to the point at which I would write home about it. Let's see how it goes. Bam. These level 2 Overlords easily able to cripple and then destroy the Rhinos on the flanks. Oh, Rhinos go down quick. These melting points are on top of the Overlords very quickly. Down goes the shields. Down goes the towers. This is not looking good for Corner. Funkmunk really knows what he's doing with this crazy Fang strategy. Oh, and it's not looking great at all. That's a lot of damage on Corner. He's looking at his deathbed. Funkmunk has pretty much evened up the game, even taking a small lead. What do we get? Oh, Junior Manufacturing Specialist for... Oh, Funkmunk goes for the nuke. He's just going to try and put the nail in the coffin, I think. Oh, there it is. That's a lot of damage. Do we see 2 or 3 units of Mustang with range? It would help. It wouldn't... It's not the answer... At least it's an answer, but it's a little bit too late. 3 units of Mustang with range. There it is. And splash. That's all of Corner's cash. He's hoping to just bring down these Fang early. A lot of Fang coming out. An enormous amount of Fang. But the problem is, now even if all of these Fang somehow get cleaned up, these Overlords are still going to be a huge problem. And you know what? The Mustang won't deal very much damage against the level 2 Overlord. Especially because they have that splash upgrade. Range increase on the melting points as well. I think this is just to help them get online against the Overlords a little early. I think these are mass missiles here for Funkmunk, just to absolutely obliterate this early line of Fang. With those all gone, all of a sudden these Overlords will stand supreme. Let's see how well the Mustang do. They do have a bit of range, but not as much range as the Fang. Oh no, they same range as the Fang. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Oh, they're decimating the Fang quite well. That's exactly what Mustang are meant for. Able to clean up this flank. The fire pops in a really advantageous way. 2 units of Fang are gone. Oh, there's the nuke. Is it too much? I think it's too much. Poor Corner. He won't die from this, I don't think, though. Oh, I don't know, actually. That Overlord still being up is very dangerous. That's a lot of Fang, too. Oh, Corner survives. The nuke really offset this wave. I think just a few more Mustang might be the answer. Rage specialist for both players. They need the range. Extra range. Mustang getting an upgrade. Now the Mustang are very deadly. Fang still getting upgrade after upgrade, though. At level 5. Oh my. Lots of Mustang coming out here. Lots of level 2 Mustang just to try and deal with the mass amounts of Fang. There was not the ability to pick up a very dangerous card, so at least Corner doesn't have to worry about that. And he always has these 4 shields. Movement speed increase, range increase, and a lot more Fang. Let's see if these gun trucks are enough to take care of all of these Fang. I don't know if they will be. They are the right build. They're the exact counter that's needed. But these Fang have 4 upgrades. That's not something you see very often, folks. It's not something you see very often. Lots of shielding. And a little bit of missileage coming out for both players. There's no chance of getting crawlers. Energy diffraction could be good, just because it would allow them to shoot at more things. But I think these Overlords are the main concern. After the Fang, of course. It's real hard when the Fang get this out of control. Suddenly you're dealing with a lot of different types of units that you have to just really pound down. Mustang making short work of everything on the flanks, though. They will be able to circle back. Is it going to be able to circle back in time to defend the towers? Not on the left, but maybe on the right. Overlord still standing proud. Oh, this melting point really needs to get on its job and shoot down the Overlord. It's going for it now. Will there be enough time? It does have enough time to shoot down the Overlord, and that gives the Mustang just the breathing room that they need to get in here and deal with these Fang. All the Fang are dropping very quickly. Overlord getting just obliterated by Mustang. Oh, this Overlord has so much HP, though. It goes down, and so do the rest of the Fang. This is a small win for Corner. Just holding on by the skin of his teeth. That Overlord could have closed it out. Jeez. Round 11, people. Round 11. That is not something you see very often. These tanks are huge. I don't think Funkmunk will pick it, but if there was an Overlord in the background deploying tanks, there is not a lot of anti-armor here. Just having an extra 5 or 6 tanks on the field. Funkmunk sees it and he picks it. Oh my god. Overlord's going to be popping tanks. I may have been tempted to place an Overlord all the way in the back and just have it dance the entire time, spawning tank after tank after tank. Alright, Corner, what do you think is going to happen next? He's really in a tough spot here. He pops smoke. It's good smoke, too. This will cut off a lot of these Fang, giving the Mustang enough time to hopefully circle in and deal with them. All of the Mustang definitely need an upgrade. They're his best anti-air and the best anti-Fang. Let's see if it's enough. Some Mustang getting upgraded to level 3. That will really help. And a level 4 melting point. Okay. I like it. They're a lot of health, actually. And a lot of health might be exactly what he needs to be able to survive this. Some more Mustang coming out just to do DPS. Knock off shields, do a little bit of DPS to the Fang. That way their older brothers can deal the damage that they need. And just a ton more Fang coming out for Funkmunk. I'd like it if Funkmunk kind of wave assaulted with these Fang. He doesn't need them all to go in at once. Tons of shielding. Stormcaller shots are going to be very important here. Let's watch this engagement. Wow. The amount of Mustang clearing up those Fang really quickly on the flanks, able to get in here and deal with them on the center. The burning is happening, and a lot of Fang walking into the flames. It's going to come down to these Overlords, and I don't think that there's enough Overlords, especially not with these long-range melting points. Down go 2. There's 2 left. Hackers, unfortunately, falling. You hate to see it, but such is life. The tanks spawn out, but they're a little too late. They're on the front lines. And that is the nail in the coffin for Funkmunk. Great back and forth by both players. GG. Let's move on to the next game. This is our semi-finals, EndoZoa versus Corner. Let's take a look-see. If you haven't checked out EndoZoa before, he does stream very commonly. He is a professional YouTube or Twitch streamer, professional gamer. Highly recommend his channel. He does a lot of really good things. Just a solid player. Giant Specialist. He has Steel Balls and Fang. Corner. Oh, I've been off on my predictions this tournament. Actually goes with the Cost Control Specialist. Let's zoom it out right here. I do like this pickup from Corner, just having a couple of Phoenix. You know, I've mentioned it all the time in these tournaments. I'm sure people are getting annoyed with me for saying it so much. Having a few flying units early is great. It means that your opponent has to get dedicated AA. In this case, EndoZoa already has a few in the form of these Fang. But, you know, it just forces your opponent to have to take units. And when you can predict and force your opponent to pick things, you're in a much better position. EndoZoa lining up for a slap. Just all of the units right across the front. Very standard deployment. Very good deployment. I'd like to see some of these Fang kind of deployed a little further back. Maybe along one of these flanks just to be safe. But Ender knows what he's doing. A full slap. Okay. We see the arc lights positioned pretty well. They don't really have any support though. Corner has a bunch of cash being a cost control specialist. He can work with this. I would either go with a lot more arc lights or... Actually, I'd just go with some crawlers here. Crawlers are pretty good. They'd soak a lot of damage. No, instead Corner goes with Fang. Fang will move at the same speed. Very useful to have with the arc lights. Maybe position them on the flanks or save them. I don't know. We'll find out here in a moment. Here we go. Fang on the flank. Fang on the flank. And having them kind of positioned so that they're in their little 3x3 area, or 3x1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. Having them in the long formation is pretty good, just because it means that the steel balls have to target them down in a little bit more awkward of a position. This gives the Phoenix time to get online and start killing steel balls. Once the steel balls are done, these arc lights are just going to eat and eat and eat. There goes the rest of the steel balls, and now it's just arc light feasting time. Will this arc light actually be killed by the Fang? Yes. Wow, that's not something you see too often. That's the power of just having a ton of Fang. Ender takes an initial small beating, but it's round 1. Round 1 is all about the card that you picked early. Ooh, Intelligent Marksman or Strike Specialist. Ender goes for the Strike Specialist. Corner. Oh, shield drop's quite good, but I really like the Strike Specialist. Does Ender go with the same Fang strategies as before? Just the encircle and the entrap. Wow. And instead of recycling his steel balls, is opting just to grab the range on Fang. Man, this could be the Fang tournament. Just Fang on Fang on Fang. What an interesting new way to play. Well, by new, I mean, I'm sure it's been played in the meta a little bit, but I can see this developing into something. Are there going to be enough arc lights to deal with this? Now, Corner has already fought this before earlier in the tournament, so he kind of knows what he's doing, and he's got a pretty good setup against it. If these arc lights were to get ranged, they could deal a lot of damage to the little Fang. Oh, instead, no. Opting to grab more Fang of his own. These Fang are going to be seriously outgunned, though, as without the range, they don't really stand much of a chance against the opponent Fang. What is he going to do? I'd be interested in trying to answer this with arc lights. I have not fought against this many Fang before. Normally I shut down the Fang strategy within a turn or so. Like right now, just if you were to deploy several arc lights, all of a sudden the Fangs become significantly worse. But the problem is that when Fangs spawn in, they all shoot at the same time, which will just absolutely eradicate an arc light. It's very concerning how quickly they can kill off arc lights. Without the Phoenix support, these steel balls are able to munch through a lot more, and the arc lights are just shooting steel balls. It's not what you want your arc lights doing. This is going to be a huge win for EndoZoa. Able to deal a lot of damage at the end of this round. Possibly 500-ish damage, 600-ish damage. Ooh, a little bit more. That's got to hurt. Corner's got to be concerned about this now. Man, Fang. Fang are one of those things where they work exceedingly well or they don't work at all. And in this case, the current meta, Fang are quite powerful. In fact, I'd never say Fang don't work at all. I think that's a misstatement. I'd say Fang can be used as meat shields or the backbone of your army. Ender opting to skip, I would think that would be the case. Instead, grabbing a lot more Fang. And I like this. Both players not really having too many units on the field. If these arc lights were to get range, though, all of a sudden, this would turn very much back in the favor of Corner. They would outrange the Fang by 10 meters. Playing an arc light here and an arc light here would mean that these Fang would become forfeit. More steel balls. That's how you deal with these arc lights. Upgraded arc lights. Ooh. He needs 2 more. He grabs 2 more. Places them on the flank. He's unsure. I'm assuming Corner is unsure if there's going to be more flanking units. That could be very scary for him. He just needs these Phoenix to survive. Ooh, EndoZoa picking up snipers, or at least unlocking them. Remember, you can unlock every unit in the game without buying it. Of course, unlocking all of the free units, even if you don't plan on playing them, just unlock them. You know, having them unlocked is very powerful because at least then you have that slot ready to go. A lot of arc lights on the field here for Corner. This could go very much in his way. Of course, he will need a little bit more meat on the front lines very shortly. Oh, arc lights getting tripped up. They're shooting at these steel balls. The Phoenix are not quick enough to re-engage in time, and these arc lights will start to drop. These Phoenix really need to save the arc lights. Oh, they saved them on the right, not on the left. A lot of steel balls are dropping quickly, though. And I think this will still go in the way of Corner. Just because there are enough Phoenix to clean up the rest of these steel balls. Hopefully. Ooh, the arc light comes online. There's only 1 Phoenix left, and it is kind of out and about without a prayer. It needs to deal a lot of damage here. It's getting plinked, but I don't think it will die in time. No, it does not. And that means all of these little Fang go the way of the dodo. This arc light will be able to clean them all up, no problem. Small damage here for EndoZoa. Means the game is once again even. How do you deal with the arc lights? Rhinos. Rhinos are good. Or just some hackers. Corner grabs range. EndoZoa grabs range. I'd like to see some mass Stormcallers now from Corner. If he's going to continue to try and beat these this Fang aggression. Either that or you have to get the elite marksman on your arc lights. Just so that way they can keep up with heavier units like these level 2 steel balls. That's where things start to become very scary. The Phoenix just melt like paper once the Fang actually upgrade fully. But Stormcallers with fire will shoot at the steel balls first. The steel balls will run in front of the Fang. The Stormcallers will miss a little bit. They'll clear off a tiny bit of the Fang, but more importantly, the fire will be down. And then when the steel balls stop to shoot at things like your arc light, like your Fang, they get neutered by the Stormcallers. That is another option to take care of this Fang aggression. Fang Steel Ball. We have a video coming out here very shortly. If not, it's already out, where the wife and I do a co-casting. And it's a 2v2, and one of the players just play Fang Steel Ball the entire game. And you know what? It's pretty good. No spoilers, but it's pretty good. Lots of Phoenix. Could use an upgrade. Instead, these arc lights have the upgrade. He has 50 bucks. Hey, man, play it out. Yeah, he's using the missiles. Not a bad choice. It will cripple the steel balls. And with the steel balls crippled, all of a sudden these Fang become a lot less dangerous. There's missile 1, missile 2. A unit of steel balls off the field. Re-engagement of the Phoenix. Can they come in time? Man, even just having the jump drive would be good because it does increase the speed of your Phoenix. Phoenix drop the steel balls in time. Oh, the poor little arc lights getting chunked down slowly, but they should have enough range and power to take care of the rest of these Fang. And that looks like that. Even some of the Phoenix surviving through the engagement. EndoZoa takes a little bit more damage. And that's rough. It's real rough. Ooh, Amplifying Core is very good for both player. Subsidized Marksman, actually, could be good for corner as well. He did use the Marksman to great effect to clear out Fang last turn. Now opts for the Amplifying Core. Ender grabs the Fortress. This is the true counter to Arc Lights. At least in my opinion. The Arc Lights need to be like level 4 in order to do significant damage. Fortress has so much HP. Without the level, oh my gosh, this poor little arc light. It does 2,200 damage. You know what else does 2,200 damage? A level 1 sniper. Granted, the arc light will shoot a lot quicker. So don't be offset by the, oh, at level 3, even with an amplifying core? Well, this thing's basically a little machine gun. Lots of upgrades on the arc light. That's quite good. It will mean that they could just continue to deal extra damage, and also, obviously, this increases their range ever so slightly. Man, this arc light's actually got quite a bit of range. 166 range. More Phoenix. I really like this for corner. EndoZoa does have some huge units on the field. Let's see how well it works. Corner still has $300. Grabs range on his own Fang. I think this is wise. These Fang have been giving up levels, unfortunately, to the opposite enemy Fang. Now they should be in range before getting cut down. Oh, the shooting's going off. This little arc light, he's plucking away. I don't know if he'll ever have enough damage to kill this this fortress, though. And unfortunately, because he's tied in to trying to kill the fortress, there's no way he's going to live through just that huge, massive steel balls. Phoenix are shooting away at the steel balls. They will eventually get them, but now the Phoenix are the front line. And that's not where you want your Phoenix to be. Phoenix are basically flying paper mache. Oof. And this is a devastating win here for EndoZoa. Those Phoenix need range, and there needs to be a lot of them very shortly here. Corner takes significant damage once again. $1,200 in this round. Laser sight for corner. Yep, he needs that range. Ooh, the redeployment could be very good for EndoZoa. The bombardment, of course, is great, but I think he might be thinking about this redeployment. Just being able to shift these guys around. Let's say that, yeah, something like a melting point comes out. Ooh, and it has the range. No, opts for the laser sight. And 2 more. Oh, my word. Let's see if this melting point is able to get online. It will almost certainly hit this fortress first. Oh, my God. Fortress now have shields. We need to see 2 melting points at the very least, or a whole bunch of Phoenix. I'm not a huge fan of the large amounts of Phoenix, though, just because they are basically paper mache. And the Fang will reach into them. They will get torn apart. It's not great. And, of course, Phoenix just don't do well against upgraded Fang. Once the Fang gets shield, that's it. They're able to close the distance. They're able to take out the Phoenix. So, melting point probably the right option here. Grabs 2 of them. Man, I might be tempted to pop the Midnight Oil here. Use my rapid resupply and even get range on the melting points again. No, instead just opts for the early range. Range that only lasts 1 turn. But hey, it's an increased range of 15. Increases the range of all units by 15 for this round. Yeah, that's pretty good. Wow, this arc light, or this melting point has a huge amount of range. So did the Fang. Not really as important. Let's see if they can take out this mass amount of fortress. Man, this is a really dangerous combined arms assault. Oh, there's 1 fortress down. It's too little too late, though. These melting points are getting melted by steel balls. Oh, no. Melting points on the next fortress. He has to kill fortress, and he has to kill them quickly if he's going to survive. If these arc lights had the ability to negate damage, that would be very powerful for them. A lot of these Fang are dropping, and just every shot takes off, I don't know, maybe 20 damage off the HP. That's kind of helpful. Man, if those arc lights did have the armor enhancement upgrade, that would help them significantly here. Oh no. Corner takes significant damage. Can Ender put the nail in the coffin this round? Ooh, intensive training or parasitic ammo. Who goes with what? Intensive training could be quite good here. Getting these melting points to level 2 would help a lot. EndoZoa skips. Can Corner keep it coming? Melting points and steel balls. Oh. Oh, that's rough. The melting points have to kill these fortresses. But if they kill the fortresses, then all of a sudden these steel balls are able to rush forward and take care of them. Oh, and there's a lot of Fang. The Fang are basically just here to die, though. They don't have the full upgrades yet. And these arc lights, although they were initially doing quite well, Corner does actually grab the intensive training. Ooh, and the electromagnetic blast here, just to try and clear off a lot of this shielding. 4 melting points. Will it be enough? We'll find out. Arc lights are still gaining levels. Slowly but surely. And there's the range increase once again. Phoenix are getting a little stronger. Okay. And some more Fang coming out for EndoZoa. I do like that he's continuing to just keep chaff coming. Just having a little bit of chaff here and there really does help. Double shields here for Corner. One more. There it is. Let's see if these Fang are able to pull it out. Oh my gosh. And those electromagnetic blasts are great, slowing down a lot of these enemy units, allowing the melting points to deal a lot more damage, start clearing away steel balls. Is it going to be enough, though? I don't think so. Wow. What? The range on that seems a little off. Should they be shooting that far? Am I crazy? I don't feel as though those steel balls... Oh, it's because they have the laser sight as well. Holy crap. Wow. Wow. Those steel balls, 147 range. Gee Louie, they were just lasering from downtown. That's pretty fun. That is really, really fun. All right, well, we'll see you in the next one. This is it. Our finals. EndoZoa versus Time for Miracle. I'm just going to add an A there just because Time for Miracle seems a little bit more difficult to say. Time for a miracle. Let's do it. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful in any way. Just in case I do add it, that's who I'm talking about. Endo ends up with the supply specialist, Steel Ball Fang. Is he going to go with this crazy Fang strat that we've seen throughout this entire tournament? Man, it's the rise of the proletariats. Oh, if anybody is familiar with Warhammer 40,000, now I'm kind of thinking of the Fang as like the Red Goblin army. They're all just like a bunch of little communists rising up. Oh, that could be quite fun. Time for a miracle. What does he pick up? Elite specialist. Oh, he just needs a little bit of health, I think. This is a very different deployment than what we're used to. Let's see if it works out. Does Endo redeploy with the slap? This is exactly the units that he had last time. Are we going to see 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3. Potentially. 2 more Fang come down, and that would be the exact same deployment. This could be a very interesting build. It's kind of like StarCraft. You know, you practice, and you practice those builds until they're just ingrained into you. And hey, by 1.5 minutes, you have 12 Marines and your second base on the way. I was a Terran player. Terran and Zerg. I never really played the Protoss. I like Protoss, but never really played them. Not my style. I'm all gas, no brakes, baby. Give me machines. Looks like both players are lining up for a very aggressive start. Wow, Miracle. Time for a Miracle, just lining up all of his units on the left. He can get a level 2 unit of Fang. He has unlocked them. They would do moderately well here on the right-hand flank, but not to the point at which I'd write home about it. Right now, I would have to give the headbutt over to Miracle just because there's more units here. probably going to be able to cycle in and destroy that tower. But does he play a little defensively? The answer is yes. Places a crawler back there, and instead he might replace the Fang. Oh, he's got 9 seconds. Okay, Fang coming in the back line. Interesting. Normally you want your Fang up front, but actually having them behind your steel balls could be very powerful. Let's see what happens. Little crawlers coming out. These crawlers will eventually be able to subsume the steel balls if it was a fair fight, but they will have support here by the Fang. Oh, and this is looking rough. Crawlers running rampant. Fang able to do damage from behind the steel balls. Right now, these little guys just don't do a lot of damage, but man, are they getting a lot of XP. It's going to be pretty much even Stevens and the re-engagement. Oh, but it looks like these Fang might come in at the wrong time. As they engage on the steel balls, the Fang in the backline will probably re-engage here as well. Oh, I don't think this is going to end well for Miracle. Just having his tower drop at a really bad time. Man, that re-engagement is huge. The Fang, oh, wow. Did you see them just whip around? That was crazy. They're ready. And this is going to be it. Unfortunately, even with the headbutt, Miracle, Time for a Miracle is not able to pull off an early round win. That's gotta hurt. It stings when you try and headbutt and you just get a quick uppercut to the jaw. Let's see if this laser sight gets deployed again. Last time, EndoZoa's steel balls were able to get insane range. What is this? Plus 35 and then an extra 40. That is a lot of range on a steel ball. That is a lot of range on a steel ball. Wasps coming out for EndoZoa. I like this. These Fang would easily be able to cut down the Wasps. I think Miracle's thinking about the same thing. Having some Wasps come in on the flank would immediately cripple these towers. EndoZoa is not nervous about it, though. There's nothing in the backline. 2 units of crawlers in the backline would go a long way here for Miracle. Or just having a couple of units in the back line to deal with what could potentially be some Wasps. Ender, once again, just unlocks the marksman. And he's setting up the cage. Just building the little cage of Communist Fang. Able to slowly come in and constrict. Will it be enough? Miracle's got $500 to work with. Unfortunately, being a cost control specialist means that he's got just a little bit more expensive units. And does pick up the laser sights. Laser sights on these Fang would be very powerful. I will say that. And then, of course, I would highly recommend he guard his flanks. There's the 2 Fang. Oh, they're not guarding the flanks very well. And they're behind the steel balls, which means that these steel balls will basically be unsupported. Okay, there is some tower guarding going on here in the form of these... in the form of the missiles. Unfortunately, the missiles don't go off very well, and this is going to be a very tight game, but I have to give it to Miracle again, as there's just no way that he's going to be able to push through all of this. There's a lot of extra Fang, and sure, they're level 2. That will help a lot, but, well, he could have his tower drop at an actually pretty decent time. If the tower drops within the next 10 seconds, I would say this could still go in the way of Miracle, because a lot of these units are pulling over to the left and will reclaim the tower at a pretty decent time. Steel balls melt towers very quickly, even though they've suffered, just because they do have that ramp damage. Bam, down goes the tower, and now these little level 2 Fang have some time just to ping away. You'd be surprised how quickly that damage adds up. Fang shoot very quickly. Very quickly. Will it be enough? Oh, they have to melt through another steel ball. And no, they're eventually wrapped up and eaten. Miracle suffering another loss, but now he's just in line with EndoZoa. The game is basically tied at this point. Will we ever see a Vulcan? Incendiary bomb coming up for Ender. I wonder where it will go. If EndoZoa puts the, if he puts the fire right here, and the important part is the fire is a little bit on his own lane, a little bit in his own lane, that will seriously weaken Miracle. All of Miracle's units are pretty much bunched up on this one side. That's gotta hurt. Miracle still hasn't used the laser sights. I would recommend popping those on a unit of Fang. or just any unit. It's better to use the laser sights for a round or two, and then, hey, if you need them, recycle the unit. You can always replace units, but the equipment does pop off when that unit is recycled. These flanking units have not been dealt with yet, and at any moment they could get the shield. Miracle decides to go with the flame as well. Now, pound for pound, Miracle should win the Fang Wars if there's an equal number of Fang. However, these Fang are starting to get a little bit more upgrades here for EndoZoa. Now, we do know that the range increase on these Fang is more important than the mechanical rage. And in fact, this range might save these Fang from running into the depths of Mordor and burning. But we shall find out here in a second. About 10 seconds to be exact. Miracle still has $100. Man, a shield would go a long way. There's the laser sights, and instead upgrades one of these steel balls. I like that as well. Laser sights helping a lot. A lot of these Fang are burning away early. Man, this is really going to be important here for Miracle. All of these Fang able to clear away the enemy Fang very quickly. The re-engagement is not going to be great, as these steel balls are going to be able to push in. But you know what? I don't think it will matter too much. Unfortunately, these Fang, although they were slowed, I would say that slow is very important. They're all going to walk into the fire. Oh, that's got to hurt him. Luckily, there's an extra unit of Fang here in the back line, which will be able to clean up these steel balls eventually. And even a unit of crawlers there. Ender takes his first loss. It's just about 300 damage. Not too much. Just a little under. Not bad. $850 coming out. Nano could be quite good. Or the improved firepower. Amp core coming out for Endo. It's kind of like the mixture between the two. More HP and more damage. But at the cost of twice as much. Where did... Oh, EndoZoa puts it on these steel balls. These steel balls now have a ton of HP. And that becomes difficult to deal with. Oh, no. Does Miracle get some steel balls on this flank of his own? Oh, these steel balls are just going to push straight down the center, right at the tower. That's a great play here by EndoZoa. Wow, EndoZoa actually burning the Midnight Oil. Grabbing an extra $200. It will cost him in the late game. But hey, he just wants to win this round. And gets the speed increase. Miracle grabbing the photon coating. He'll definitely win this headbutt. Question is, will he be able to have enough units to circle around and deal with it? I don't know. These Fang have upgrades. Miracle still has another $350. It's not enough to grab the mechanical rage of his own. Oh, and it's level 2 Fang. Oh, we'll have to see how this dices out. This is going to be rough. This is going to be very rough. Having a unit of Mustang right here would be quite good. Instead, opts for another 2 units of Fang. Just to help control this a little bit. We shall see. These Fang will never be able to take care of the steel balls. There needs to be something just a little bit more deadly. Well, out go the damage. Photon coating's great. It means that these crawlers are able to actually make contact. Contact. For any of you who are in the military as well. A lot of damage coming out. It's not going to be enough, though. The tower drops just about at the same time, and the second tower drop is really going to cripple old Miracle's units, allowing the Fang to actually clear up these steel balls. Wow, look how quickly they chip down the steel balls now. Having the mechanical rage and the range and rage is very dangerous. And that should be that. Some of the units here for Miracle are able to turn around and deal with some of them. But it's not going to be enough. These level 3 Fang are unfortunately just going to be gunned down, as the mechanical rage really makes a difference. There's one more group in this engagement, but these level 3 steel balls are not to be played with. Even with all the Fang shooting at them, look how much HP these guys have. Ooh, the tower dropped to 2 crawlers. Way, hero crawlers. That's a little bit of damage coming back on Miracle. And this game could last, folks, expect this game to last probably to round 10. When there's a lot of Fang on the field, they don't deal a lot of damage. Ooh, that deployment specialist is huge for both players. Whoever picks, if one player picks this and the other one doesn't, they'll run away with the Fang. I think Time for a Miracle realizes that if he wants to win the Fang war, he's gonna need just a ton of Fang. Endo's taking a moment to think about it. We'll check on that in a second. There needs to be something here to stop these steel balls. Even if it's just a speed bump, there has to be something here to actually get to deal damage and to speed bump these steel balls just for a little while. What could that be? Endo is still thinking about it. Fang are now level 3. They do need the mechanical rage. They have the mechanical rage. Can EndoZoa stay one step ahead? No, he doesn't have enough money this round because he did burn the midnight oil. Wow, Miracle burns the oil this time as well. Both players just fighting tooth and nail. It's a lot of level 2 and 3 Fang on the field now. Oh, it's going to be a rough, vicious battle. These crawlers actually spawning more crawlers is quite good. Just because it allows them to turn some of the attacks here of these Fang. And it means that the Fang won't be leveling as quickly. I think that's a good idea. Honestly, having just one unit of Stormcrawlers could make a big difference as well here for either player. A lot more Fang. They're only level 1. But they're there. That might actually come as a hindrance if these crawlers are able to make it in. No, they're not because of the just multiple layers of fire. Man, there's a lot of crawlers coming in here to try and distract. Let's see if it's enough. The Fang make short work of the crawlers, but luckily the tower drops at a very good time, and it looks like these little level 3 Fang may be enough just to shoot down all of these steel balls because there's enough crawler support. That's the speed bump that we were looking for before. And this is looking pretty good here for Miracle. EndoZoa is going to take a little bit of damage. Actually, a significant amount because the steel balls are still up. And the crawlers were able to spawn more crawlers. Oof. Combined arms of Miracle seems to be paying off a little bit. Senior attack specialist is very important. Endo picks it up. Let's see if Miracle does as well. Endo also picked up the deployment specialist from before. The Fang wars continue. As the game continues, actually having this elite specialist is quite good. If everybody's just playing the exact same unit, having yours come out early with an extra level is pretty darn good. We'll see. Endo can actually pick up the shields here, or the increased attack. I don't think these wasps will be as useful. No, it doesn't look like it. He opts to place them on the left-hand flank. Not a bad choice. I'm going to say the wasps will not be as useful down the center anymore. Ooh. Ooh, I like these Mustang. There are not a lot of steel balls on the field here for Miracle. There's 3 level 2 Mustangs with splash damage. All right. Next turn, if they get the range, they will outrange or at least be in the same range of the Fang. Yeah, they would outrange them by just a little smidge. That would be very important. I don't think the Mustang will do too much this round because of the lack of range, but hey, you never know. At least they'll be here to take out crawlers, and that's important. These crawlers are actually quite good. Lots of shielding on the left. Steel balls are going to be escorting the Mustang in. Man, it is like watching... it's like watching a game from the past. Steel balls and Mustang. It's still quite common in the meta, but I haven't encountered it in a little while. Mustang coming in. Yep, and they've got the splash damage. That's a big win on the left-hand side. A big win on the right there. Oh, and the tower drops. The re-engagement's bad. Both towers drop at a very crucial time. These Mustang are going to just cripple the shields. That's unfortunate. Is there enough on the field here to make it work? I don't think so. Steel balls just don't stand a chance. Oh no. These little Fang are going to be able to kill off these Mustang slowly. Not dealing nearly as much damage as you would have thought. Miracle gets slapped back. And once again, the game is basically even. Oh my gosh, guys. It is almost midnight my time, and this game is still going. That would be awesome if both these players pick Giant Hunter. There's absolutely no reason to, and they won't, but that would be pretty funny. Orbital Bombardment could be good for either player. Super Heavy, not really. Rhino, well, the Rhino would be a distraction. Not really worth the points, but Miracle now the one with a little bit more cash. Ooh, and EndoZoa does have an incendiary. So does Miracle from earlier. Miracle's got to be worried about these Mustang. You know what he could do? Place an arc light right here. Just put one arc light. One arc light, one arc light. And all of a sudden this flank would go very much back in his center. Looks like Miracle has gone with the orbital bombardment. Endo actually grabbing the super heavy armor. Is he going to place it? Yeah, on the steel balls. Not a bad choice. These steel balls have been crying for an upgrade for a while. They could really use that HP. Miracle's just going to try and burn down the units here on the left. Ooh, and he's going to get the units in the center as well with the oil. A very good combination. Shields coming down on the left-hand side for Miracle. Man, this orbital bombardment could do a lot of damage. It's just RNG, though. Did Endo actually pick up anything? I don't think so. I think he may have skipped. It doesn't look like he has any new units there. Ooh, and the shields here for Miracle. It will help a little bit. Not so much against the Mustang, but it'll help a little bit. Let's see how quickly these Fang melt. Pretty darn... or these crawlers. Ooh, there's the fire. Fire into the orbital bombardment. Man. And with the slowdown of these steel balls as well, they are just going to get picked off. I don't know really if this if this fire strat is worth it for either player, because now everybody's going to burn. Will even one of the Fang make it through? Kind of. For a moment, I think these little Fang in the background are going to be the only ones who survive. And if they do, they'll have to deal with one level 3 steel ball. Yeah. It's kind of a weird one. I don't know if this will work. I mean, I don't think the steel ball has enough HP to deal with what is essentially like 10 Fang. We'll find out. He's going to travel through the fire. Fire goes out. Steel ball may have enough HP, especially if it engages under the shield. It just might clip the shield. It does. All right, steel ball will win this. Slowly, but it will win. Okay. What a weird round. Good for Miracle. Endo's trying to defend his title here. Let's see if he can do so. That was a lot of fire. Endo picks up the improved attack. I do like this upgrade quite a bit. Shields on the Fang. Now both players are evened out on the Fang wars. I would be interested to bring up a count of how many Fang there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 11, 12, 13? 13 Fang, roughly, here for EndoZoa. That's a lot of Fang. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Fang for Miracle. So the upgrades are actually spread out a little bit better here for EndoZoa. The more units you have with upgrades, the better, just because it divides that cost between all of those units. If Miracle were to grab another, I don't know, 5 Fang, he'd kind of even things up. But as it is now, there just is a lot more Fang here. Wow, and these hackers are actually going to do a very good job in turning steel balls against old Miracle. That is not what he needs right now. A couple units of Stormcallers, man. Or heck, even just one Vulcan. I know it's not a perfect answer, but if somehow the steel balls die, the Vulcan would reign supreme. It's not a great answer, and I understand it's not the meta pick to deal with this, but I would do it myself, just to see if I could make it work. Because having that Vulcan live, if the Vulcan was right here burning down all this crap, he's got a little bit of support in the form of a couple of Fang. Just put him right there. He might be able to burn this off and save the day. Missile goes out and it does a ton of damage. These little Fang are protected by the shield. Man, there's so many little blue dots flying around the place, dealing damage. The steel balls are going to get on the tower very quickly again. Man, poor Miracle really needs to figure out how to protect that tower. It would save him a lot of grief. Right now, the entire right flank is going to be swept up by it, and the left flank. Just having all of your units weakened for so long is so devastating. The Fang are all turning on each other because of these hackers. Hackers able to turn the Fang very quickly. Man, he needs to deal with these steel balls. These steel balls are winning EndoZoa the game. Just having a melting point or something, some steel balls of his own, just to block them for an extra 20 seconds. He can win on the left, but if he can't deal with the steel balls on the right, that's going to be it. We're getting to round 9 now. Gee Louie. Photon coating would be huge. Both players picking up the Lightning Storm, though. Lightning Storm, I would assume, right across the front. Or the Lightning Storm over here just to slow down these steel balls a bit. You know what would work well about, you know, potentially harming these steel balls are some hackers of his own, or maybe a fortress, you know? It could work. Here's the shield on the hackers. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another hacker come down, just to provide some shielding over on this side. Do we see more shielding coming out for Miracle? Miracle must be nervous about the Lightning Storm. You know, if I pick a Lightning Storm, my enemy probably picks a Lightning Storm. That is no bueno for anybody. Attack upgrade finally coming out for these players. Defense here for Miracle. Wow, very, very different way of playing. I like that. Good missile. Once again, just going to be able to clear up a lot of these Mustang and potentially everything else. Oh, there's the hackers. Hackers for Miracle with shields. That is quite powerful. There's still no shielding here on the left for Miracle. That might be his downfall. Oh, there's one. It's not a huge shield. It may protect for a moment. Missile could help a little bit. Probably not, though. Man, this is a lot of shielding. No shielding on the right, though. It's just going to be a trade. There's a little bit more shielding here for old Miracle. In goes the Lightning. It's slowing down the steel balls, and we've talked about him just needing to slow down those steel balls for a little while. Hackers are converting each other's units back and forth, back and forth. Without the support of those Fang, though, it's not looking good on the left, but it is looking good on the right here for Miracle. EndoZoa's units push down the left-hand field very confidently. It's 2 hackers and a bunch of Fang versus 2 hackers and a bunch of Fang. 1 or 2 steel balls mixed in. Whose tower drops first? It is Miracle's. That may be a good thing, though. I'm always a proponent of having your tower fall first. And it looks like the second tower fall is for EndoZoa. That's unfortunate. As now the re-engagement takes place, neither player was really able to take a lot of usage out of that. There's 1 shield left and 3 hackers on the field, though, for EndoZoa. Oh my gosh. It's just a hacker fight. Hacker and Fang. It looks like Miracle has just a little bit more Fang, though, and is able to close it out. He did purchase more Fang during that zone, and my gosh, it's still an even Stevens game. Round 11. This is just madness. I could see this Vulcan coming in handy, but the Assault Fang, man, is it worth the range decrease to have the 40% attack and speed? Both players are probably weighing up that option right now. Oh no. They already have the shields. Miracle thinks it's worth it and grabs it. I'd be interested if EndoZoa does not pick it. Then we'll see whose Fang come out on top. Mass upgrades for the Fang up to level 5 in this background. Shield once again. Range increase, very important. If these hackers get upgrades, it just means that their shields are slightly better. Oh my gosh. These hackers can go up levels again, making their shields just incredibly better. Yeah, they're doing it. Mass Fang upgrades across the board for both players. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. This is madness. Both players have like 3 different types of units on the field. That's it. We're at round 10 in this crazy hacker tournament. Finally, some Stormcallers pop out. You love to see it. Just a couple of Stormcallers can go a real long way here. Deploying another unit of them. It's 3 units of Stormcallers. I'd love to see a unit of Stormcallers played over on this side as well, but instead grabbing all 3 over here on the left-hand side. Continuing the headbutt strat. Man, that's a lot of hackers. And they weren't really able... They didn't have time to get placed down. That's unfortunate. Stormcaller shots are good. Hitting some of the shields. Oh my god, all of these hackers are really dangerous, though. Just converting the steel balls very quickly. And that's going to pull away the Stormcaller shots. And these Stormcallers are getting shot from behind by the Fang. Oh my gosh, the right side really went the way of Miracle, though. The left seems to be going very much in the way of EndoZoa. Stormcallers might get one more barrage, but they're shooting the wrong things. They're shooting their friendlies that have been converted. Both towers drop at basically the same time. One more Stormcaller barrage might go out, but they're going to be targeting down the wrong things. It's just going to be a big meeting of the minds here in the middle again. Unfortunately, these... oh, there's a little bit of crawler support. And that crawler support's really important, actually, as it allows the Fang just to get online. Did EndoZoa pick up? He did not. Okay, the Assault Fang seemed to have paid off a little bit there. It looked like they were trading pretty evenly. Difficult to tell. There are so many hackers on the field right now, and that's very dangerous. Javelin could be very important for both players. Man, a Javelin in this such a tightly packed area. That's got to hurt. The redeployment actually coming out for EndoZoa. Okay. Having a hacker with shields on the flanks is very powerful. I'd love to see these crawlers continue to eat up these Fang. Having those crawlers respawn and come in is very important. There's the fire. Is it going to be fire on this side as well? You know, the fire just... The fire's really, really a double-edged sword for both of these players. Ooh, and Time for a Miracle does grab the Javelin. He's going to try and Javelin down these steel balls. I would be tempted to put it a little bit more like a so. Ooh, and the multiple grab here for the hackers, just turning them into anti-chaff units, could be very powerful. It does decrease their range by a bit, and that could hurt. That could really hurt. We'll see if it matters. Finally getting the range on these Mustang. That way they outrange these little Fang. Very good move. Crawlers could seriously use upgrades. Lots and lots of hackers. Lots and lots of hackers. There needs to either be a huge swell of Stormcallers, or it looks like just mass... Well, there are a few more Stormcallers. And just mass... mass Fang. Oh my god. The fire once again, burning everything. Will it be enough? I don't know about this mass fire. He was already winning the right for a miracle, and now there's mass fire, which will just kill all of his own Fang. I don't know if that's the vibe. Stormcallers don't know what to shoot. They can't get a good beat on any of these units, and the steel balls are making a really good play for themselves. I think Miracle kind of gimped himself here by burning down his strong side. I would have burned down the left. Instead, Miracle, or EndoZoa, just said, hey, actually, I think this fire is a bad idea. It doesn't look like Miracle quite caught on. And this might... It won't cost him the game, but it'll definitely put him in the danger zone. Potential to lose next round. Oh, and that missile goes off and does nothing. Oof. Miracle cannot sustain another loss like that. Nor do I think he should be playing with fire anymore. I would say he may have had a chance of winning that round if he didn't burn all of his own units. Let's see if Endo can finish it off. Electromagnetic impact is really important, though. 35,000 damage to shields. Would knock out a ton of these shields. With these hackers having so much shield HP, though, that's a lot of HP on these shields. The Fang in this backline are just here to clear off this this wave assault. It may be enough. It certainly is enough. Let's see what happens next. Man, these Stormcallers, level 3, able to do a lot more damage now. There's the orbital bombardment for Miracle. EndoZoa still has $1,300. Miracle still has $1,750. Hackers of his own. More hackers, more shields. There's the little run. These steel balls are going to try and boogie out of the way. With the steel balls gone, he's really just trying to push up this flank. These overlords will, or these Stormcallers will be able to deal a lot of damage. Will it be enough, though? Ooh, and I do like this. EndoZoa, he's kind of just like, all right, this right flank isn't really going my way. I'm just going to slow it down. There's so many hackers here. This is insanity. This is just insanity. Well, I think I have my thumbnail. Golly. Did Endo run out of time again? I think so. There's just so many hackers here. This is crazy. Orbital bombardment's dropping. It is hitting a lot of shields. That is nice. Looks like the Stormcaller shots are all missing again. Just because of the amount of units that are changing sides. Man, these hackers are making short work of the Fang. You don't want that, that's for sure. Oh, some of the Fang or some of the hackers are starting to drop, but not before they just converted the majority of these Fang. That is going to be that. Wow. Just mass conversions. I think that the game quickly changed to just hacker conversion. But you know what? These hackers were built to take out Fang. These hackers are not. They're built to take out larger units. And they don't have range. Oh no. The conversion is real. It's real and it's dangerous. Jeez. Jeez, jeez, jeez. This probably is enough to kill Old Miracle. Yes, just by one hacker. I was honestly thought this might be another round. Well, I'm assuming we can go and look at our winners. Yes, winner once again, EndoZoa. Congratulations, great games. Time for a miracle. If you haven't checked out either of these guys' streams, please go do so. Corner, great games. And to everybody else who... Oh, Dachshund. Hey, man, good to see you again. I love that little dog. If you guys haven't seen some of these players, please check them out. Let them know your support. If you like the YouTube videos, like and subscribe. And I will see you all later.